Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in with me today, man. Today, we're finally diving back into some David Bowie. This song right here, it sounds like from the request, I read just the beginning of it, and we'll get into the whole request, is that I had done this one before. I did the album version, I guess it would be called. There was no video attached, and I really liked it. Now I went back right now and I listened to the audio version again because now it's been so long, and with some of these songs, it's the only time I've listened to it is when I reacted to it. It goes so long before I hear it again, so I wanted to hear it, refresh my memory before we got into this live. Well, I think it's a live performance. It's at least a video performance. So let's go ahead and read it off, and then we'll get into the reaction. So it says, the donation request is, "Hi, Sean. I loved your reaction to Bowie's song Starman a while ago. I would like to request his performance of it on the Top of the Pops on July 6, 1972. All right, we got the link to the video right here. Bowie's channel says that day has been called the day that invented the 80s, as so many musicians who went on to be household names saw the performance and it changed their lives. That is pretty remarkable. That is a landmark, a moment in history then, if this kind of curved what the 80s would be. I love that. I love that. There's some performances and some artists that really changed the course of musical history, right? You guys have let me know about the Beatles, about Elvis. There's these people, and I guess even these performances that really make a difference for some artists to come. So it says those watching included Bono, or I think it's Bono, of U2, Mick Jones of The Clash, Robert Smith of The Cure, Morrissey and Johnny Marr of The Smiths, John Taylor and Nick Rhodes of Duran Duran. My gosh, these names, these groups are masterful, right? We've heard a lot of these, probably all of those listed so far. Dave Gahan of Depeche Mode, and Jim Kerr of Simple Minds. Wow. Yeah, we've heard all of these. That is crazy. Amongst others, Jim Kerr said, "People of the generation before me all talk about seeing the Beatles for the first time. But for my generation, we all talked about seeing David Bowie on the Top of the Pops for the first time and how it changed everything." A link to the section of Starman wiki page about this performance. Okay, let me click on that. Let's see where it brings it up. Okay, we got it up over here. I will try to remember to click that. I got ADD brain, so a lot of times I'll have a thought, and as time passes, man, that thought just, travels off into space, and I can't ever get it back again. So let's go ahead and get into this performance right here. Knowing that information, man, I love when people provide me with some context, some other clue to the time that this is relevant to, because man, now I get a greater appreciation for when I watch every second of this performance and understand how impactful that was to some of the greatest to come. Wow, that is really cool. So let's go ahead and get into this Top of the Pops right here. David Bowie Starman. Thank you so much. Once again, I did listen to this prior to this reaction, the audio version once again. So here we go.
Hey, no, no. Didn't know what time it was and the lights were low. I leaned back on my radio. Some cat was laying down some "Get It On, Rock and Roll," he said. Then the loud sound, it seemed to fade. Came back like a slow voice on a wave of phase. That was no DJ, that was hazy cosmic jive. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. And there's a starman waiting in the sky. He told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children use it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie.
It is such a good piece.
I had to phone when someone so picked on you. Hey, that's far out, so you hurt him too. Switch on the TV, we may pick him up on channel 2. Look out your window, I can see his light. If we can sparkle, he may land tonight. Don't tell your papa, he'll get us locked up in fright. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he blew our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children use it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Starman waiting in the sky.
This song is
He'd like to
awesome.
come and meet us, but he thinks he blew our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children use it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie.
God, I love this song. Oh man, there is an energy just bringing the people together. You know what I mean? Right here at the end, it reminds me it's nothing like it, right? These are two different performances, but at the end, the la la la, everyone clapping, the zooming out and just seeing the unity. It reminds me of the performance that I saw of the Beatles with Hey Jude, and just at the end, it's like the same feeling right here that you get from that live performance of Hey Jude that I saw, where it's just unity. It's everybody cohesive together, and it's a strong feeling that it puts inside me. Although this one was much shorter, right? The ending of Hey Jude goes on for a lot longer, and my gosh, they could have done the same thing right here. Just keep the vibes going. But of course, it's TV. Your spot is small, and I'm sure that was dictated in how this cut off right here at the end. But they literally could have just done that part at the end with everyone clapping, the la-las being played into the microphones. I mean, you could have done that for another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and just had a beautiful, piece right there of just, oh man, the people in music together. So fantastic. For me, when I hear these words, I know that's not necessarily what it's about. We will read the wiki, which I now remember. I would just pull it over. We won't even do the cutaway. But we will pull the wiki up right here and we would check it out. But what I was gonna say is, this song, when I hear him talking about there's a star man, out in the sky, he would come down to us, but he would surely blow our mind, right? So to me, those words always feel like it's about David Bowie. He is that guy. He's coming to make an impact. He is the difference. But he's also worried, is the world ready for me yet, right? I'm quite different than what you've seen before. I'm coming in. I'm unafraid to be me. I'm unapologetically me. But is the world ready for me? I'm going to blow your mind, whether it's good, whether it's bad. And I wonder two things. One, did any of y'all see this performance when it was live, right? That is a big question on my mind now that I've got to see this. Is so great to see David Bowie's personality, but his group has as much personality as him, which is great to see too. But to just be able to see how commanding he is, how unafraid he is, how he stands up there and he is just himself. I love it, man. My second question is, David Bowie, like I said, I'm listening to these lyrics and it makes me think about self-reflection of the man writing the lyrics. It's him talking about him, is the way that my mind kind of wraps around it. What I wonder is when he hit the scene, was there pushback? Were there people that were afraid of him, that weren't ready to accept him as being a part of music? We see that. I've seen that in my childhood, through my adulthood, seeing other artists come and the world wasn't ready for them, so they attack them, they hate on them. But those people come and they make an impact, right? So I'm wondering, was David Bowie one of those figures where he was a bit controversial, or was he just loved by everybody? I don't know. I wasn't around, so, I like picking your guys' brains on the situation. But let's go ahead and dive into this one now. We got Top of the Pops performance on the 5th of July, 1972. Bowie, the Spiders, and Graham recorded a performance of Starman for the Top of the Pops, which was broadcast on BBC One the next night. The group mimed to a pre-recorded backing track. I didn't even know that they were miming. It looks so convincing and real. I was lost in the sauce, man. This was awesome. So 4 takes of which were recorded. Okay, they did 4 takes there on 29 June and sang live as per musicians union rules. Bowie appeared. Hold up, the group mimed the to a pre-recorded backing track, 4 takes of which were recorded on June. Okay, so the backing track is live, and then they mimed this performance over that live track that was recorded a few days earlier. So Bowie appeared in a brightly colored rainbow jumpsuit. Totally rocked it, man. Shocking red hair and astronaut boots, while the Spiders wore blue, pink, scarlet, and gold velvet attire. During the performance, Bowie was relaxed and confident. He was wrapped his arms around Ronson's shoulder, revealing his white-colored fingernails, and in Can's words, driving home the ambiguous glamour of Ziggy persona. Bowie altered the line. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll to some cat was laying down some get it on rock and roll as a tribute to Mark Bolan. Upon singing the line, I had to phone someone, so I picked on you. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, he pointed at the camera, engaging the audience directly, which one fan recalled. It was as if Bowie actually singled me out, a chosen one. It was almost a religious experience. Transmitted the following day, the 3-minute performance launched Bowie to stardom. According to author David Buckley, many fans date their conversion to all things Bowie to this Top of the Pops appearance. It really was that massive. It embedded Ziggy Stardust in the nation's consciousness, helping push Starman to number 10, and the album, released the previous month, to number 5. The Starman single remained in UK's charts for 11 weeks. In the United States, the single peaked at number 65 on the Billboard Hot 100 in August 1972. The performance was watched by a large audience, including many English musicians before they became famous. We've read some of these names, but you got Boy George, Adam Ant, who I'm not familiar with. You've got other names that I'll let you guys kind of read through all of those. Many musicians and groups have recalled seeing the performance and reflected on how it affected their lives. The English gothic rock band Boss recalled that seeing him was a significant and profound turning point in their lives, reflecting on Bowie's impact on music. In 2003, Smith of the Cure said, he was blatantly different, and everyone of my age remembers the time he played Starman. That is so crazy. That is so cool. I'm trying to think if there was a moment, I don't think there was a moment in my friend group where we knew of a band that did something that was like really big, right? Like that where just like a performance really just sent shockwaves through people. Now there were artists that came up that sent shockwaves, Marilyn Manson being one, Eminem being one, but not like a specific performance. You know what I mean? So it says Bono of the Irish rock band U2 told the Rolling Stones, the first time I saw Bowie was singing Starman on television. It was like a creature falling from the sky. Americans put a man on the moon. We had our own British guy from space with an Irish mother. English singer-songwriter Gary Newman, who saw the performance when he was 15 years old, said, I think it stands as one of the pivotal moments of modern music, or if not music, certainly a pivotal moment in show business. It must have taken extraordinary courage and or a monumental amount of self-belief. To say it stood out is an epic understatement. Even as a hardcore T-Rex fan, I knew it was special. Yeah, people are talking very high of that. So that's what we got with this. I absolutely love the performance. I love the song too. If I had to relate this song to a different artist that it makes me feel like I'm in the same realm, it has a ELO type of effect to it. And maybe that's just me. I like to share my opinions, even if they may be off base with 90% of people. It has an ELO vibe to it. It is so wonderful. The way that violin, I think it is, kind of carries you away. The chorus is so catchy. It's so cozy. You know what I mean? It's just an awesome song with an awesome performance right here. I love being able to see David Bowie, guys. You guys, I can't express it enough. You know, there's some artists that when you see them performing the songs that you like, it sends it off to the moon for you, man. So shout out. Thank you so much for this donation request. I greatly appreciate it, guys. If you guys are enjoying the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the description. I hope you all enjoyed this live performance as much as I did, and apparently as much as some very prominent musical figures have. All right. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.